Hello everyone, this is me Brahmajit Mohapatra, and today we are going to see how to use the hands-on lab which is provided by the VMware. So before getting into it, let me just explain some bit of theory. So we all know that there are two type of hypervisors, type 1 and type 2. In type 2 hypervisors, what we do is we create a virtual machine and inside that we do all those stuffs and we do everything. And for the example of type 2 hypervisor is VMware Workstation. It's a software on that you put your ISO file, then you install your new OS, Windows, Linux or anything, and then you use it. But what happens when there's a terribly huge amount of resources or terribly huge data available? At that time, we just can't be dependent on type 2 hypervisor. At that time, we need to use the bare metal hypervisor, which is also known as type 1 hypervisor. So what happens is in type 1 hypervisor, we directly put that OS, that guest OS, into our hardware. There's no other interface in between. We directly put that into our hardware. But is it possible that suppose right now I have Windows in my laptop and I need Linux operating system as my guest OS. Would it be really feasible and really what can I say? Like, would it be easy for you to dual boot or run two operating system on a single machine? No, it wouldn't be because the resources will be divided into two parts and everything will be divided into two parts and the speed will terribly decrease. So for helping us, what VMware did was it created a hands-on lab, which is basically a experience of type 1 hypervisor. And this thing is particularly for an experience purpose. Here you can create lab and then once you close this window, your lab is also gone. There's no virtual machine, there's nothing left. You're understanding my point. So this is for the practice only. So let's move. And what is vSphere? Okay, so vSphere is an interface on which we implement the type 1 hypervisor and create VM on that, such that the other terminologies which would be really important are ESXi servers. They are directly installed on the hardware. No host operating system is required in that. Include same OS components like OS codes. Type 1 hypervisor created by the VM for creating and deploying and running VMs. These all comes under the ESXi servers. The next one is ESXi host. So instead of this machine, right now it's a laptop, instead of this laptop, we use ESXi host. I will show you when I once get into it that how we use ESXi host instead of directly using machine. So now let's get into it. So what we need to do is first search for this latest lab 2210. Just write it and it will come. So we are going to work on this hands-on lab 221001 SDC Virtualization 101. So let's begin. So for this you need to enroll. I hope that you have already created registered your account. Once you're registered, then you can search for this number and you will get this lab. Then just enroll into it. I have already saved my password and You need to enter your username and then password, then log in simply. So now, what we need to do is that we need to start this lab. And do remember that the minimum time is 1 hour 30 minutes. Like you can extend it to the 1 hour 30 minutes of time frame, and in fact you can extend it further also if required. So let's start this lab. Simply start lab. So right now it is creating a virtual environment for you to work in. And till that time, if you are new to all this platform and this thing, you can go through this manual. Here, everything is given in detail, like what is this lab, what is virtualization, then virtualization parts defined, separations, everything, partitioning, everything is given. You can just scroll through this, and it will be great and informative for you. And see, I was talking about this, like suppose if 1 hour 30 minutes is like you need more time than this 1 hour 30 minutes, then you can simply eh, click on extend and you will get more time. Okay, now before getting into it, let's maximize the screen space. And this is your this is your hands-on lab virtual machine, which I was talking about. Like now, this portion is not just a virtual machine. It is, in fact, it is replicating your hardware. You can see that it's same as the hardware you're using. So now, inside this, what we need to do is we need to go to Google Chrome, and here just click on use Windows Session Authentication and then directly log in, and you will get inside the vSphere client. And here is the main thing. Now we will create VM, we will create templates, we will create categories and tags, we will create filters, we will see all of these things. And this is going to be a long video, but this is going to be a really exciting, and your all basics would be definitely cleared. So the first thing is that let me tell you what are these things. So the first one is your host and clusters. You can see here the host and clusters are given, and clusters are basically the region you are in. So the region you are in is region AO1, and in this portion you can see the summary, and in this you can see that next virtual machines, how many present, and many more things. Then through this all things you can see everything. Okay, now suppose you need to see what are the VMs and templates you have created. So you need to go inside this and see. So these are the VMs which are available from before. Only by default these VMs are available. So now the first step is like, let's create a VM. Okay, so just go to the actions, then here new virtual machine. I'm really sorry that this portion is not visible, and maybe this is because of the new update which has been done. So here it is written next, and here it is written back or cancel, I guess. Okay, so we only need to use this next portion. So this blue portion is for next. Okay. So the first step is that select the creation tab. So we have options like create a new virtual machine, deploy from template, clone an existing virtual machine, clone virtual machine to template, clone template to template, convert template to virtual machines. So these all are the things which we can really work on this hands-on lab. So what we need to do is right now create a new virtual machine. So just click here and then next. So now select the name and folder. Okay. So for name, let's write it here sample one. I mistaken. Wait. Yeah, sample one, and it is under the clusters of region AO1. Okay, selected. Now next. Oh yeah. So in the next portion, what you need to select is the location of where your this VM will be stored in region. Like this is the cluster where your VM is going to be stored, and inside that you need to choose a particular region. So let's select this one, first one. Okay, then next. Then there are two type of storage. Before getting into it, let me explain what are these two type of storage. One is VMFS6, one is NFS v3. Okay, see this 6 and v3 are just the name. The main portion is VMFS and NFS. So the VMFS is virtual machine file system. Okay, and this is basically a block level storage, and this the data are in an organized way. And when creating VM, and suppose we need a large amount of storage, like we need amount of 40 GB, and like suppose you need a huge amount of storage, not a simple 2-3 GB storage, you need a huge amount of storage, then you need to use VMFS. Okay, you can see the capacity is 43.75 GB. Okay, when you need to store a huge amount of VM, then use this VMFS. And if you need to store a small VM, like suppose right now we are creating a sample VM and we don't have that huge amount of data, we need to create this NFS, and NFS is your network file system. This is a file level storage, and in this the data are an unorganized format. Okay, and this is also used when you are creating the templates. So what we need to do is just click here, and yeah, then next. We have chosen the NFS because we don't need much amount of storage. Then in this, you need to select the compatibility. So we are going to use the ESXi, and the latest version is 6.7, ESXi 6.7 update 2 and later. Suppose this may be changed, but try to use ESXi 6.7, the updated one. And here you can also see there are some things written like this virtual machine uses hardware version 15, which is compatible with ESXi 6.7 update 2 and later. Some virtual machines hardware features are unavailable with this option, but all the basic functions and what we are going to do today is available in this. So just click next after this. Okay, now this is an interesting part. Here you get the option to choose like what was our main objective. Our main objective was to create a Linux operating system as guest operating system. So what we need to do is like here click Linux, and then here you will get all the options of the Linux types. So from here, just choose anyone. Like suppose I choose this one, VMware Photon OS 64-bit. Then simply click. And here you need to check this one also, that the compatibility EX6.7 and update and letter version 15. So the compatibility should be matched with the version of OS you are choosing. Okay. Then next. So here you can customize the disk space you needed and everything. You can just customize. Okay. Okay. Cool. So what we had chosen was, suppose now let's take 4 GB, because we have chosen NFS, and in NFS maximum capacity was 5.8 GB. So let's choose 4 GB. Okay. Then next. And this is the summary, like what you have done. The name of the virtual machine, sample 1. The folder is region AO1. Host is this one. Then data storage type is NFS. Then guest OS is Proton OS 64-bit. This one is the Linux type you have chosen. Then CPU is 1 and memory we have taken 2 GB, and these all are the details which have been given. Then simply click finish. So now you can see that your sample one has been created. Okay, but do remember that one thing, that in this hands-on lab we are not actually installing that Linux part. We are actually just using this for demonstration. Okay, because once I close this window, there would be no sample one when I will log in again. Okay, so we are not really working on this. So if you try to power on, it will show error. See, vim tool is not installed. Like the image file, the ISO file, you have not uploaded in this one. Okay, because this is a temporary thing. Okay, this is only for practice. So this is how you create a virtual machine, and here you can see everything, like the permissions, the configure, the data stores, the network type, everything. Okay, and if you have taken the snapshot, take snapshot. Like suppose you need to take snapshot, just take snapshot, name it, and this is the time description. Let me write snapshot 1 and create. This is how you take snapshot. Cool. Then the next thing is that we need to create a we need to create template. So do you know what a template is? It is a compressed virtual machine. Like you have been familiar with the clone thing. Okay, but the clone thing is not very efficient way of creating the virtual machines again and again. So here we use the template, and this is really far more better than cloning the VM. Okay, so in template what we do is, like, we create a copy or duplicate of existing VM. Like template is a blueprint, or you can say a master copy of the VM. You can deploy template multiple times, and also you can change the configuration of the clone VM, okay, through template. Also you can create you can create VM from template, you can create clone from template, you can create another template from template. There are many functions of template, and that's why we use template. Okay, so how do we create template? So let's create a template for sample one, or let's create template for suppose this one for tiny Linux 2, we are going to create a template. So the first step is that choose the VM for which you need to create the template. Then just right click here. Then here are the options. You need to go to this part and then clone to template. For creating template, we need to go into this clone to template. Then here we need to write the name of our template. Like suppose I will write like sample template. Okay? And the region would be automatically saved. Let's move on. Okay. Then again you need to follow that step that you have been doing while creating the VM. And here you can choose NFS because templates are small in size in comparison with the original VMs. So we need only NFS storage. We don't need massive amount of storage. So we will continue with NFS storage then next. And here it is ready. So the source VM is tiny Linux 2. The template name is sample template, and it is saved in the same folder. Then this is the host name, and this is the storage type NFS, and it is thin provisioning. And if you use the VMFS, it is thick provisioning. Do remember the small differences between these two. Then finish. And in this portion, you can see that, yeah, here is here is the template we have created. Okay, so you can see that the icon for the template is a little bit different from the normal VMs. The template icon is like this. Then the next step is suppose you need to create a VM from this template. So what you will do is just right click on this template and then you can do any of these. Like you can create new VM from this template. You can convert to virtual machine again, the source virtual machine which you have chosen before. So it will again create another virtual machine and it would be same as the tiny Linux 2. Then we can clone to template. Okay, like we can create a template from another template. Okay, so these all are the options. And suppose I need to create a VM from this template. So I will create this, and then again we need to just follow that whole step of creating the virtual machine. And this is like a VM from template. This is going to be a VM from template. Then next, again we need to choose this reason. And suppose I choose this one again. You can choose the second one also, there's no problem in that. And this time we are creating a virtual machine from the template, so we are going to choose VMFS. Okay, and if this thing is really getting confused, then sort this out like that. If you're creating a virtual machine, use VMFS. If you're creating a template, a clone, then choose NFS. This would make the things easier for you while you are doing this thing. Then click next, and then there are the options like customize the operating systems, customize this virtual machine's hardware, power on virtual machine after creation. So suppose you are not happy with the old hardware uh, things you have chosen, then you can just go to the machine hardware and you can change the change the capacity and whatever what were the old things that we have chosen. Okay, So just see, suppose we need to change the machine hardware. So we can change the memory, we can change the hard disk space, we can change the network adapter type, like anything. And suppose if I need to change the operating system, like currently it is Linux, and suppose if I need to like operating other than, okay, we can't change because it is a template. For changing, we need a virtual machine. So we can only do is like you can customize the machine hardware. Okay, like what, how much memory you need, how much hard disk space you need, how much CPU you need in your VM which you are going to create. Okay, then simply go to the next, and here is the detail. There's a large summary thing, and you can see here everything like source is, now the source is template, sample template, which we have created from tiny linux 2. We have created sample template, and from sample template we are creating a VM from template again. Okay, and these all are same, then finish. Okay, yeah, so you can see that here is our virtual machine from template. Okay, so from tiny linux 2 we created sample template, from sample template we created virtual machine template, and everything is same as of this. So this is how the templates are used, and you can create as many templates and as many virtual machines from this template only. Just go again and create another virtual machine, create another template. You can do anything. So this is how templates are used. This is why we use templates. The next function is what we are going to do, and which is really important in the industry level, and where they are in business level, where there are many virtual machines, many clusters, many local hosts, many templates available here. Then how to search the particular virtual machine or particular cluster or particular local host or template what which we need. So in that case comes this search option, like how to search. So the first one is like suppose I need to find a sample one. Okay. Oh, again the spelling is wrong. Suppose I need to find sample one. Okay. So here from here directly you can find sample one. But suppose like there are hundreds and thousands of sample one. Would you be able to find the particular sample you are requiring? Like suppose you need a sample one with Windows operating system, and there are many sample one. Some may contain Linux operating system, some may contain Ubuntu, some may contain Windows, and you need the Windows one. How would you get to know? At that time, what comes in help is your filter option. So what filter does is like now you have the option to search and filter out the things you all have been using. Flipkart, Amazon. Suppose I need a shoe of size 11 and of black color, and which range between 1000 to 1500. What we do? We go to the filter option, we choose the range, we choose the color, we choose the size, and if needed we also choose the brand we love to wear. Okay, so that's what the filter also helps here also. So once you like in this thing, try to go, always click this one, search, and it's not compulsory to write Sam. You can write A or anything. Like you can see, if I've written A, there are so many things, and suppose there's a massive amount of things, it would be difficult for you to search from that. So here this comes in help. So search for this. Okay, and now what you need to do is go to the virtual machines. Okay, In virtual machines, what you need to do is, here are the power states, here are the tags, here are the custom attributes, here are the power states. Um, suppose I need to find the sample one. Okay, so we know that the sample one is currently an on stage. Okay, so you can see here all the details of sample one. So suppose I need to find sample one only. So sample one is an on stage. Okay, so this one is done, and we know that sample one was of Linux OS. Okay, so just type here Linux, and if you remember, it was of Photon something. Okay, so type here Photon. Okay, uh, Photon. Cool. Yeah, done. VMware Photon OS. You can see that the filter is working, and we needed this, and this one is the thing. And in searching, what you can do is, suppose you need to find something inside the VM, or you need to find something inside the cluster, data center, or host. So you can choose this option. Suppose you need to find some clusters in region AO1. So you can go to the cluster and you can choose this option. Okay. So this is how the search engine works, and the alert status is for like, is this a critical or a warning status? Critical is like really important, and warning is like there's an issue. You need an alert status. So this is how it works, how filter works. Okay. So what we did was, we had so many things in this A when we search for all the searches in A, and then we use filter. We use power state on. We choose the guest OS as VMware Photon OS, and now you can see the required VM is available to us, and we can directly go and do the work here. And suppose you need to save this thing. Like next time you don't want to again search anything and then again use filter. You just want to save this filter as it is. So go to here, save search, then name the save search as what was it? Like sample search. Okay, and just click save. This search has been saved. So now go back to the home page, and yeah, here's the home page, and suppose you again need to find that, like you need to find that sample one, and there are many of stops inside here, and you are not getting the sample one. So what you will do is, you have saved the sample search, and here are the filters you have saved. You can go directly and click here, and here's your sample one. So this is how filter helps you out, and this is not compulsory, like here that this is only like suppose T, like for tiny URL too. Now again you can use the you need to go to the virtual machines, and then you need to specify the required filter, like power state. Like suppose I need to find the tiny Linux 2, so power state is on, and the guest OS is and the guest OS is Linux. And currently, I don't know what is the exact Linux version which you are using in this, so I will not get inside it. But you can see that power state on, and we got this thing. So if I need to save this again, okay, then like tiny search. You can name it anything and then save. And when you will go, and suppose you're back in the home page and you need to find that tiny URL. So there is a drop down search option is here, and here you can see for sample search you can directly click here and you will get that sample one. For tiny search you can click here and you will get the tiny Linux 2 and tiny Linux option available directly. So this is how filter helps us out. Okay, and the next thing is we need to use tags and categories. Okay, what tags and categories does is that there's an efficient way of using filter and creating the hashtags. Okay, this is the most efficient way of creating searching things like suppose there are two categories. One is of hotel, and one is of universities. Okay, and hotel you have options like Taj Hotel, Miranda Hotel, Petal Hotel, and many more. And in universities you have tags like LPU, DU, VTU, and many more. Okay, so this is how we categorize the things into it. So how we create tags and how we deploy tags actually. Okay, let's search this out. This is also a part of searching process, but here we are not using the filter option or not the save search. We are using tags and categories. So how we create tags is go to the menu option, and then here you can see tags and custom attributes. So click here and here you will get the option of creating tags and categories. Suppose like how you would know that what is tag and what is category. Category is a group name and tags are the members inside it. Suppose uh, let's take the example of Indian cricket team. So category is Indian cricket team and tags would be Virat Kohli, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Sachin Tendulkar, Rohit Sharma, and so on. So this is how tags and categories work. So for creating categories, what we need to do is like go to the click on categories, then new, and here you will have the option. And suppose I will write here the Indian cricket uh, bad. Okay, Indian cricket team. This is my category. Okay, and I will write the description as oh, this is not important. You can leave it, or you can just type it like uh, team. Okay. Next, and this is created. So this is your Indian cricket team. And suppose you need to create tags like this. Virat Kohli, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and that cricket team. So what we will do is go to the tags and then create new. And suppose the first one is I tap on Virat Kohli, okay, and category, choose Indian cricket team, and suppose you need to mention that he is the current captain also. So write captain. Cool. So here you will get the more options if there are many more categories, but right now we only have created one category, so we have only one option like Indian cricket team. We can also create another category like England cricket team, and then we will have two options like if Virat Kohli is in India or England, then we need to choose India cricket team, and then we create another tag, suppose Joe Root, then we will choose England cricket team. Okay, so this is how it works. Then create. So this is here like Virat Kohli Indian cricket team, and suppose we need to create another this same process. Okay, now the next thing is that now we have created the category and tag. Now we need to deploy that category to the VM, like we need to assign to the VM. So what we need to do is go to the VM and templates, and suppose sample one, we need to assign that category to sample one. Okay, so just right click here, and here you will have the tags and custom attributes. Here you can assign tag. Cool. And we have mentioned Virat Kohli. So we have assigned Virat Kohli. So next time, suppose we know that in Indian cricket team we have sample one. So next time, if we need to find sample one, we can directly write as Indian cricket team, or we can also write as Virat Kohli, and then go to the tags. And in tags we have Virat Kohli. Go to the Virat Kohli, and then in objects you can see we have sample one. In fact, instead of this, you can directly write as Virat Kohli, and in objects you will find sample one. So this is how tags and categories work. And suppose now Virat Kohli has retired and he is no more in an Indian cricket team. So what we need to do is like we go to the sample one, and then we right click here. Then we go to the tags and custom attributes and remove tag. We choose Virat Kohli, now is not in Indian cricket team, then remove. Okay, so next time you have Virat Kohli, you go to Virat Kohli, is no more in our sample one is not anymore in this tag. Okay, so this is how category and tag works. Hope this is getting clear to you, and if you are facing any problem, then just go back to that point and just watch this video again, and it would be really clear to you, because these all are simple concepts, and these basics are really important for you to do the further implementation or further tasks on this hands-on lab. So basically in hands-on lab, this was the basic things which I needed to showcase to you, and hope that it was really informative. So what we learned today was creating VM. Then we created the VM. Then we used the filters. Okay, like what is the need of filter? Instead of searching, we use filters, because this is a practice session, but in industry level and organization level, there would be many VMs, there would be many hosts, there would be many clusters, and in that we need to use filters. Okay, so for that we used search save filters, and then we use tags and categories, and in between we have also used templates. What are the needs of templates? Templates are a kind of copy or duplicate of your existing VM. You can create template to template, you can create VM from template, you can create uh like you can create uh like what do we say is like you can create multiple VMs from a single template only. Okay, so there's no foundation to it, and you can deploy template again and again, and this is really efficient and usable technique. So this is it for today. Hope you understood everything, and once this is done, you can end this. And before ending this, let me show you that how things get. I will show you that the example of temporary thing which I was telling you, that once you close everything, this would be gone. Like there would be no data left. So what we have done was we created sample one, we created VM from template, we created a sample template also, and now what I'm doing is I'm closing this. Okay, so end. Okay, now just go back and start lab again. Yeah, from here like 2210. So this was the lab we had chosen before. Now enroll again, start this lab, start lab. I'm doing this again to show you that once you close the tab, once you close the window, then everything is gone. And that's why we call this as a temporary lab. This is only for hands-on lab experience, for practice only, like there's nothing saved in here. Click again, go to the Google Chrome, use Windows Session Authentication, login, and you can see it. We don't have that sample one anymore. We don't have sample template anymore. We don't have VM from template anymore. So this is all about today. This is all about hands-on lab. I've covered all the basic topics and hope you all understood everything which what I wanted to explain. We'll meet soon on some new topic which I will cover soon, and this is going to be a great journey with all of you together. Thank you.